Don't worry, you're still so young, you have so much time to get everything done. That is the single most damaging advice I have ever received. And looking back to 10 years ago, I wish I would have just ignored it entirely. If you're still pretty young and you're ambitious, you've probably heard this advice from a lot of people around you. And most often, it comes from good intentions. It could come from people that are even really close to you or that barely even know you. It seems like such a common advice that everybody gave when I was younger. First, I ignored it and I was able to just keep doing what I was doing. I was 16 and I was starting my first businesses, and I was actually generating decent money for the time. And once I found that initial success and kept hearing that advice over and over, I just took the gas off the pedal. I just let the momentum and drive that I had slow down. Every day after high school, I was coming home, spending all my time learning things, building up email lists, running ads, posting content, and experimenting with just every new thing that I could find. But after I had found some initial success and I was doing pretty good, but I still kept spending more time and not really doing much else, I just let my guard down and I let that thought into my head. And I thought, you know what, I am young. Maybe I should spend my time doing other things and I don't have to push so hard right now because it will come to me eventually. Because after putting in countless hours and not being satisfied with where I was, even though compared to my peer group, I was doing much better, I just kept hearing that same advice over and over. And though it did come with good intentions, it was from people that I wouldn't really trade places with. And I didn't really internalize it until I was pretty much coasting off of what I had built, and I just got comfortable. I just thought now I could take a step back and relax and put less time into it, less effort, and it'll be okay and it'll grow on its own. And that's unfortunately where everything started unraveling. My dropship store that was making me $6,000 to $7,000 a month, I just didn't keep up with it. I didn't continue to grow and try to do more things with it. And it slowly dwindled, not taking care of supplier issues, which led to payment holds and back charges on my Shopify account, to where eventually I had to just shut that store down because ended up just costing me money when just a few months before it was so profitable. I ended up cutting back on my email lists, slacking on my Amazon FBA listings, and just overall doing a lot less. There's a quote that I have pinned from Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's called "Fix the inputs and the outputs will fix themselves." Well, there's an inverse to that as well. If you break the inputs, the outputs will break as well. And my inputs were good before. And after I took the gas off the pedal, obviously those inputs were not good anymore. And that made the outputs not good anymore. And when the outputs broke, I was still just stuck in that mentality that, you know what, I'm still young. It'll be okay. I will figure it out later. And that carried on for years and years. And now I'm 26. I'm not so young anymore. I am closer to 30 than I am to 20. I could feel the aging. I'm not as sharp as I once used to be. And there's just so much more going on in my life as compared to the 10 years prior. Now it is much more difficult to put in the same amount of effort as I was doing 10 years ago. I didn't have all of these responsibilities, all these bills, a marriage. I just had time on my hands and nothing to lose. And now there's a whole lot more at stake. If I don't succeed and bring money in, everything will just crumble down. While it's a general consensus to say it's better to live without regrets, that is definitely a regret that I do have. The time that you have when you are younger is so much more important to spend wisely. If you are ambitious, keep working on everything that you can. When you don't have extra responsibilities and failure doesn't mean your whole life is going to be ruined, take full advantage of that. I really wish I would have continued to do that. So if you're still in your teens or your early 20s, I beg of you, don't think that you have so much time, because you don't. The time will fly by like nothing. Ignore everybody who tells you you have so much time, because you don't. To really get ahead, take full advantage of the time that you have when you are younger, when there is very minimal repercussions to failure. The worst that could happen is you don't find something that wins, but you will learn a lot from it. And the consistency that you put in every single day will pay off. You just have to keep the gas on the pedal. And once you win, just continue that. Don't get complacent. Don't take the gas off the pedal. Take that win and take the profits that you're making from it and don't spend it on your everyday life. Just continue to use it to grow and to push yourself forward. That's just what I really wish I would have internalized when I was younger. So please just learn from my mistakes so you don't have to have the same regrets when you're older.